Good evening, KU. I'm your host, David.
And Saul.
And we're here to bring you some of the latest and greatest that is happening on our campus this evening. So, what do we have coming up here that's going to be consequential in the future of this country?
Well, we have elections coming up November 5th. So I urge everyone to get out, make your voice heard, start voting. What about you, David? Are you ready to put your vote out there?
Yeah, I know that early voting is happening now for Kansas all across the state for the November 5th election, but I also want to bring attention as well to the state elections that are happening, including within the congressional districts and the district races. So we got that coming up, and be sure to make your voice heard this
correct.
November 5th election. Speaking of things happening within a relatively short manner, there's this costume-packed holiday on the last day of October happening, so I hear.
We got Halloween coming up next Thursday.
Ooh, baby. Yes,
You got your costume ready? What are your plans?
So right now, I'm still debating on my costume, and this is something that I've been battling with all month. I'm debating between Ghostface or the Karate Kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're pretty interesting choices.
Yeah, so those are my final two. What about you? Any plans?
I'm on the same boat as you. I'm still deciding. I'm not sure yet.
I take it you're not going to be trick-or-treating
No.
or whatnot.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'm a little too old for that.
You and me both. As well, if you are having plans for Halloween or any plans for that matter, I would not be planning on going to McDonald's anytime soon.
Nope. I heard they had an E. coli outbreak here.
Yeah.
So I think 1/5 of their stores are closed down with some ingredients for the quarter pounder, I believe.
The quarter pounder too?
Yeah.
Dang, that's a pretty big hit item on the Smiley menu.
That's for sure.
Dang.
What about, we also got KU going up against K-State, a Sunflower Showdown there. What do you think about that?
I want to be delusional and say KU's gonna win, and I think it could happen if they bring a full team effort against K-State.
Yep.
Having their offense and defense show up. I know they can be one of the best looking teams in the country. We've seen it last year.
That's true.
And we saw it last week against Houston.
Yep.
But I think being realistic here, K-State is going to have the edge. They're at home, and they're just playing better football.
And they got
overall.
a good defense, too. So JD's going to have to watch where he's throwing.
But I do think it has the potential to have, to be a good game.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I look forward to it.
What about that Yankees versus Dodgers matchup this Friday coming up?
Dang.
What are you thinking about that?
So we got two big money teams and a historical rivalry happening this World Series with the Dodgers and the Yankees. I mean, you got Shohei, you got Aaron Judge. They pulled out all the big stops on this one, the MLB did. But, I've been witness to what the Yankees are capable of doing, specifically with our Kansas City Royals team.
Yep.
Just skipping a block around the corner.
They thought they had the win, but it took a turn there at the end, huh?
They sure did. So I'm going to have to go with the Yankees on this one.
I agree with you. I think the Yankees might take this one. I'm not a big fan of the Dodgers.
Yeah. So, also, speaking on sports, NBA season happened.
That's true. Started yesterday, actually.
Yeah. And we're going to get more into that after the break with Philip and Ella on the news.
National champions deserve a clean campus. Don't wait for other Jayhawks to pick up your mess. Keep the University of Kansas clean.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back to your Good Evening KU News. I'm Ella.
And I'm Philip. Starting off with our news, we have Halloween, a holiday celebrated on the last day of October of each year, which marks the halfway point of fall and the progression towards winter. This year, Halloween will fall on a Thursday, making it 1 year closer to falling on the weekend. Halloween weekend is when Halloween falls on either a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. This phenomenon happens every 5 to 6 years, depending on the leap year cycle, with our next one coming in 2025 and returning in 2031.
The United States presidential election is coming up on November 5th. Early voting has also started in Kansas. Visit the Kansas Secretary of State's website to learn about mail-in ballots, how to register to vote, how to vote early, and what Election Day looks like. If you are an out-of-state student, check your state's mail-in ballot policies.
Liam Payne, former member of popular boy band One Direction, died on Wednesday after falling from the third-floor balcony of his hotel in Buenos Aires, Argentina. He was 31 and left behind his 7-year-old son, Bear. Prior to his passing, hotel officials notified authorities to send someone urgently due to Payne being intoxicated. 7 minutes later, his body was found in the inner courtyard of the hotel and was pronounced dead.
McDonald's Quarter Pounder burgers have been causing an E. coli outbreak in 10 states across the U.S. 49 people have reported sickness, 10 have been hospitalized, and 1 adult has died. Officials think the onions might be the carrier, but the matter is still under investigation. The Center for Disease Control is working with public health officials in investigating the outbreak.
Mike Jeffries, former Abercrombie & Fitch CEO, was arrested yesterday on interstate prostitution and sex trafficking charges. It is alleged that Jeffries led men to believe that their engagement in inappropriate behavior at some of Jeffries' events would lead to potential modeling jobs. He was released on a $10 million bond on Tuesday, but is confined to house arrest and relinquished his passport.
LeBron James and Bronny James took the court together yesterday. This made them the first father and son duo to play on the NBA court at the same time. They made their debut during the Los Angeles Lakers game versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. The two played the last 4 minutes of the game. If you want to hear more on sports, we're now going to toss it to Sam and Kiri.
Thanks, Philip and Ella. The 9th-ranked tonight versus Iowa State to pursue their 8th straight win, a streak in which KU has swept 4 opponents. The two schools went to 5 sets in both meetings last year and have split the last 10 matchups. Coach Bouchard anticipates another contentious go-around between the two old Big 8 rivals. The broadcast is available on FS1.
The Kansas City Chiefs continued their win streak last Sunday, winning 28-18 in a Super Bowl rematch against the San Francisco 49ers. Mahomes threw 2 picks and 0 touchdowns, but made up for it with the play of the week, trucking rookie Malik Mufasa over the goal line for a rushing touchdown. The Chiefs will be looking to lock in on a 7-0 season, traveling to Vegas this Sunday to play the Raiders. Kickoff is at 3:25 p.m. on CBS.
Kansas men's basketball plays Arkansas away in an exhibition charity match this Friday. The Jayhawks and Razorbacks last clashed in the second round of the 2023 NCAA tournament when an 8-seeded Arkansas outlasted Kansas 72-71. After injury-exasperated depth issues last season, Bill Self feels his team's depth has been upgraded quite a bit this year. He enters his 22nd season just 3 wins shy of becoming the winningest coach in Kansas basketball history. KU will donate proceeds from the game to the Kansas City-based For the Kids Foundation.
Last Saturday, the football team finally snapped their 5-game losing streak against the Houston Cougars, winning 42-14. Jalen Daniels had an outstanding game, throwing for 247 yards and 3 touchdowns and rushing for 1. On the defensive side, senior Kobe Bryant also captured 3 picks, which now makes his career total 10. The Jayhawks are now 2-5 in the season and 1-3 in the Big 12 Conference.
Kansas soccer plays Kansas State away this Friday in their final regular season match. They ride a tremendous wave of form, having won their last 3. This included a tear through the state of Arizona, beating both Arizona and Arizona State by an aggregate score of 6-1. The first round of the Big 12 tournament begins October 30th.
We have another Sunflower Showdown on our hands this week. Jayhawk football will be traveling to Manhattan this Saturday to take on the K-State Wildcats. KU is leading the all-time series 65-51, but KU hasn't beaten K-State since 2009. Hopefully the Jayhawks can break their streak and retake the Governor's Cup. Kickoff will be at 7 p.m. and you can watch it on ESPN2.
It's also the sports equinox this Friday. That's all we have for sports today. We're going to toss it to a break before tossing it to Aiden, who has the weather.
Yeah, I always just clap in this part.
This is where everyone's talking amongst themselves. Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to do it?
Are we supposed to smile?
When do we start? Somebody over here already started.
Can we talk about the piccolo part? It's the most complicated one.
It is. If you listen, you're doing it when the band's not playing.
You have to tell me when it starts. I still don't know.
Here we go. Just clapping now. No humps. Nailed it.
I practiced this morning.
Mine was just two people.
It has a right and a wrong way of doing it. No. No. Wrong.
I like my way better.
I don't know how to do the end.
It's just.
I don't know the head.
That's great. It's hard by yourself.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
Good evening, KU. My name is Aiden Baugh. I'm here to bring you your weekly Wednesday forecast. As you guys are leaving classes, heading back to your dorms today, you'll notice we have a very mild temperatures, clear skies, plenty of sunlight here in Lawrence. However, as we move into our tomorrow, we're expecting a warm front to roll through, bringing with us plenty of hot air to warm up the temperatures. We're expecting a cold front to sweep through shortly afterwards, however, bringing with it cool weather, much more like what you'd expect in fall. As we take a look around our area, we can see here in Lawrence, we're at a crisp 70 degrees. To our friends out in KC and Leavenworth, they're sitting right around the same area as we are. Our friends down in Ottawa, they're sitting pretty warm now at 73 degrees. And over in the capital of Topeka, temperatures are very much the same. A quick look at the skyline here in Topeka. You can see our Capitol building, just plenty of sunlight all around, a great day here in eastern Kansas. A quick look at our satellite. You may be able to see some wispy clouds on the edge of the horizon. Those, however, are just signs of our warm front that is expected to roll through shortly. A quick look at our current conditions outside. Like I had said, there's plenty of sun outside, very warm, very mild temperatures around with light winds, nothing much, but it's a great time to get outside as you are leaving classes. For an hourly planner moving into the night, we are expected to cool down as the sun goes down below the horizon line. Temperatures are expected to dip down in the 50s through the night, and soon this warm front will roll on through, bringing us to tomorrow, where we are expecting, like I said, warm air to be pushing into our area, and with that comes, contrary to popular belief, wind in Kansas. This will bring substantially warmer temperatures. We may even approach a record high for today, but just as quickly as it arrived, this is sure to leave. A quick look ahead for next week. Like I said, this warm front is going to roll through very quickly, but very quickly afterwards, another cold front will roll through ahead of this weekend. Expect very cool, much more fall temperatures for this weekend as our Jayhawks travel to Manhattan to take on the K-State Wildcats. A quick look into early next week, you can see it's expected to rise. The temperatures are expected to rise back up as we move on. Thank you guys so much for getting to watch my first forecast, and we will see you next week.